Big property boom ahead. Now that's quite a big claim. However, it's not my claim, although I actually do subscribe to it. As you will have seen from various other videos that I've done, I subscribe to a theory that there is an 18-year property cycle. It's actually 18.6-year property cycle. And that's been consistent over 11 cycles. Now, why I particularly subscribe to it is because it actually mirrors my experience of the property market. As you will know, I first invested in the property market in 1973, and in fact, I have followed almost now 3 of these cycles. And so when I came across this body of work, I really kind of resonated with it. It wasn't just because of what they were saying, but because of all the different points that they were making resonated with my own personal experience. Now, there is a slight caveat to that, and incidentally, this is a worldwide trend. So in fact, even if you're not looking for viewing this from the UK, you should understand that this is in existence worldwide and something that you should follow. In fact, it really starts off in the States and then starts to move around the world. So that gives you an indication, because what you usually find is that when the boom starts, it first starts in the States, and when it starts to recede, in other words, we go towards a crash, you then usually find that the US is first. So that gives you a kind of an early warning system to put in place. But this, as I said, this is not my claim. And what I'm actually looking to do here is to encourage you to have a look at a body of work, particularly something that's just been recently published. And it's another channel where there's a couple of interviews that this guy has done, and his name's Phil Anderson, and he talks about the current situation that we're in, but gives you some background to the cycle, and he's very much studied it. Now, my first experience with this was in 2016, when I subscribed to a magazine called Money Week, which really looks more about the stock market. In fact, they don't actually really favor the property market. They're always kind of bashing the property market. But I always have made a point of trying to understand the stock market, even though I don't currently invest in the stock market myself, but more because it gives you an indication of what's happening with the property market, because the stock market responds first and the property market, so the stock market responds first and the property market follows. And so the first body of work was from a guy called Shish Patel, and he was associated with Money Week magazine, who have another company called and I can't even quite remember what it is, but it's not really relevant. And so he published like a report here. This is a weekly and monthly newsletter I used to get. So there was a weekly version, and then there was once a month a much longer report. And it was all supporting what was happening in the property market. And it was interesting because the news media during that period of time, just watching their commentary, was completely at odds at what he was saying. And he was navigating through and saying, well, this is what the news media is saying, but this is why it's not quite on, it hasn't got it right. And there was lots of times during that period of time where people were talking, oh, it's going to crash, the property market's not, you know, which was particularly interesting for me because I'm in Scotland and we hadn't really started to see any acceleration in the property market since about 2007, 2008, where just before the global financial crisis. And so it was interesting, the commentary, and have followed that through. It doesn't actually anymore publish that newsletter, but he pointed me also in the direction of a couple of other authors, which is Fred Harrison, The Power in the Land, and Phil Anderson himself, who is the person I'm encouraging you to actually go and have a look at his videos. And this is called the Secret Life of Real Estate and Banking. And this is quite a heavy book here. It's got packed with lots of information. It examines all the different cycles. And so I would certainly encourage you to pick up a copy of this as well. I'll put a link for those couple of books down in the description. Also, Fred Harrison had another couple of books which were very much UK based. So they might be of interest to you as well. So as I said, I've witnessed 3 18-year cycles, and I really want you to go and have a look at these videos, which I'll put a link in the description below. Also, I'll put a link to a podcast that he did recently with an interview that he did to just give you some flavor. So you've heard me talk about it before, and you maybe didn't quite believe it. So I would really encourage you to do that, because it will transform the way you think about property. And if you're feeling a bit nervous about what might be happening in the market, I think this will give you a guidepost, a signpost through what is currently being reported in the news media, and really have a yardstick to follow, so that you can follow that with confidence and understand what is really happening. So as I said, the links are in the description below. I really strongly encourage you to have this, to have a look at these videos, because you will regret it if you don't do so in a few years' time, because you won't have seen the crash coming. You'll have anticipated that it's probably going to be earlier than in fact it is, and so it's really important for that point. We on this channel have reached over 100 videos now, so if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you are, I said again, new to the channel, have a look around, because there's lots of content there to consume, and I would love to hear your feedback. So put something in the description below, how you feel either about the 18-year cycle or about any of the other videos. Make sure you comment, and I promise to respond. Take care, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Then click to watch the next video. Please remember to visit our website at builditandprosper.com, Together app, or click on the button on the YouTube header if you're on desktop.